Solo Leveling is a Korean webcomic that was recently adapted into an anime by A1 Pictures. It aired in the first quarter of this year and was praised for its action and animation. With the new spin off being announced and the fans eagerly awaiting the second season, I recently started seeing several advertisements and got curious about what this show was all about. So I got my Crunchyroll subscription to check it out, and I was not disappointed. Solo Leveling is set in a world where, after a major event 10 years back, the world has changed. 10 years before the event of this show, portals started appearing across the world. These portals were called gates and were entrances to dungeons with monsters. These dungeons were also a source of a material which gradually became a thing of great value and used in development of weapons as well as a form of clean energy. Appearance of these portals also started giving certain individuals supernatural powers. These individuals were called hunters, each graded by their power level as rank E, D, C, B, A, and the most powerful, the S rank. The protagonist of the show, Jin-Woo, is the weakest hunter in this world, who barely manages to survive the dungeons he fights in. He survives thanks to Lee Joo-hee, a B rank healer who is not very confident in her role as a healer and hence participates in dungeons much lower than her ranking. The story revolves around the usual premise of an underdog fighting his way to become the most powerful one who ever was. Broadly, the core structure is same as the series like Dragon Balls, Tokyo Ghoul, Bleach, etc. Essentially an underdog who becomes the chosen one. The premise of Solo Leveling is interesting for gamers, especially RPG enthusiasts like me, since the situation and the characters are very relatable. The whole concept of leveling up, raid parties, tanks, healers, builds, classes and jobs. The show has everything that an RPG gamer would think a game around dungeons would have. The main characters in the first season are Jin-Woo, who starts as any noob would in a video game. He's clueless but growing one step at a time. The story has many instances where Jin-Woo shares his feelings about a situation, his feeling for others, and his thoughts about the system he's part of. Those self-talks are what makes these fights quite interesting. Lee Joo-hee is a B rank healer who is one of the few hunter friends that Jin-Woo has. She is fond of him and has accompanied him to many dungeons that Jin-Woo had run in the past. Yoo Jin-ho is Jin-Woo's best friend and comes from a wealthy family that is trying to get a piece of the pie in this dungeon-laden world. Hwang Dong-soo is an S-ranked fighter in America with a personal grudge against Jin-Woo. So far, I have only watched the anime, so there may be many other characters from the webtoon who are yet to show up. Each character is still in development, but has a good role to play in Jin-Woo's growth. The action in Solo Leveling is fast-paced and very well choreographed. The thing about such shows with single protagonists is that they will keep getting powerful, so no threat is a real threat. But the action does keep you on edge, and you quickly get invested in how Jin-Woo gets out of this situation. The way he gets out of a situation would be very familiar for an RPG gamer. The show has the usual leveling, loot boxes, quests, penalties, and other stuff. The relatability is what keeps you hooked to the edge of your seat. Every fight leads to leveling up and new loot. It is just like an RPG game. On a different note, there is a solo leveling game on Android that follows the story of the anime. So you can play that for a first-hand experience in the shoes of Jin-Woo. The show is similar to many other anime in terms of the core structure, but I think they are on point with the underdog formula, which has given us some of the best animes in the past. The season ends on a high and an amazing fight and upgrade sequence. I loved it and I'm looking forward to where this story goes. So far it has been a decent experience with Jin-Woo overcoming hurdles after hurdles and leveling up. In a world where he's the only one who can keep leveling up, not sure at what point Jin-Woo would find a real threat. The first three episodes of the show are free on Crunchyroll with ads, and you can also go for a free Crunchyroll trial to watch the complete first season without ads. If you have not already watched it, do go and watch it. 12 episodes of 23 minutes each is not too long, and the show can be wrapped up in a weekend. So do go and watch it and let me know in the comment section if you liked it or not. From my perspective, this show is an 8 out of 10. For more stuff related to gaming, pop culture, and anime, do subscribe to this channel. And if you liked this video, do hit the like button. Good day.